Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are and when you're watching this. I'm here at Always Dry. Some ceramic coating on the car done. You'll only know how good it is once we take it out. That's good so far. Hey guys, just got the vehicle an hour back. If you want to know how good a ceramic coating on a car is, I've used it on my Elantra for almost 2 years and it's holding up pretty well. I'm trying a different brand called Always Dry. Let's see how that works out. But the initial test is to just see how hydrophobic water is on the surface. That's the only way you can see. The long-term test is if it can prevent minor swirl marks and scratches on the car. That's when a ceramic coating is actually good. But to quickly show you if it has been done or not, when you touch the surface it feels like a polish, but you need to just put some water on it and see how it is. So let's go out and see. So the car's been a bit dirty because I've been driving it quite a bit. I want to keep driving it so much that I never stop, man. It's exciting to drive. It's so much fun, guys, trust me. And I haven't fully kept it in sports mode because I just don't feel like getting the efficiency down or the mileage down. So I've been driving it and it's been pretty happy. It has enough punch to overtake few cars and all. So just putting some drops here. That shows the hydrophobic nature of the coating. We have to see how long it would last. For now it looks good, easy to wash, easy to clean. Whenever there is dirt, you just spray some water and then use a wet cloth, clean it, and then use the dry cloth to remove any of those water marks. Anyway, it's quite hot. Let me get inside and we'll catch you guys in a while. Thanks for that amazing love for the last two videos, 2-3 videos about the EV. In fact, the delivery video got my first 100,000 views. So feels so good about it. And also I hope you enjoyed that Street Triple RS and the Tiger 900 video. I loved riding those two amazing bikes and can't wait to ride them for a longer time because I think there's so much to know more. Anyway, I got some new accessories for the BMW F850 GS. These are not required now, but for future, I just wanted to test if they fit and work. So I'm talking about these brake pads. These are by EBC. The rear would definitely fit. The front, I'm not so sure. If they fit, I would probably save at least 10,000 in just the brake pads because BMW Brembo brake pads, they cost almost 18 to 20,000 rupees, the entire set. That's expensive. So let's see if these fit. The current brake pads have quite a bit of life, so I don't need to actually change them. Heading to the showroom now to actually learn how to remove and install these brake pads. I can do it, but I don't think I have the tools, so I checked it briefly. Oh wait, why am I talking everything here? Let's get on the bike and talk because the weather's lovely. Hey guys. Whew, sorry I'm sweating. I thought of taking the bike out. So what happened was I wanted to take this bike out and last weekend I washed it. But then I forgot the key here and the ignition was on. So the entire battery got drained and so I had to remove the battery. It was decently easy to get it out, but then lost one of these somewhere in the middle. It was hard to take it out. Anyway, it's raining. We'll cover it up, recharge the battery, get it fitted, and then head to the showroom mostly by Monday. So, plan delayed. So back to the car, guys. The reason I'm smiling is imagine this happening to this car. If the battery is down, there is a secondary auxiliary battery, so if that is down, you have to still do the same. But imagine if the main battery is down, the roadside assistant has to come and tow your vehicle. Some parts of the world, the backup vehicles actually carry a generator to charge. So curiously, I asked the electrician if I have a 7 kilowatt generator at home that I used to use for my coffee truck. So I asked him, can I charge this car with that petrol based generator? And he said yes, but I just need some power controller or something. Funny. So we'll catch you guys at the battery shop actually. Found a shop here in road number 1, Kukatpalli. I asked them if they have trickle charging. Usually trickle charging is the way to recharge a battery. I guess they don't have it. But anyway, I asked them to just charge it for 3-4 hours so that it can function again. And once I take the bike out for a short spin, it will charge within 10-15 minutes. Should not be a problem. Anyway, now that I'm out, I'm just gonna do some grocery shopping and then maybe meet some friends and go back home. With motorcycles, with automobiles and electronics, anything can happen at any point of time. There is no need to worry or get tensed up over, oh man, my bike is dead, my car is dead, I can't fix things. There is a solution for every damn problem. And for automobiles, half of the answers are in that manual book, which probably none of you haven't read any time. I don't know where I picked it up, but it's a fascination for me to go through the manual. Just look back at it whenever I want to do some DIY thing. Expect more DIY stuff soon. Not on the car, because this is too complex for me. I can still easily change all the 4 tires on the car, and that's something my father taught me long time when I was a small kid, because we used to have a Maruti Omni, and whenever we had a puncture we had to change the spare tire. And with new regulations, I think you won't get even a spare tire, so you have to learn how to repair your puncture by yourself. And all of us might have seen someone do it, but doing it is a big trick. I remember during our Leh ride, while coming back Shriman's Tiger, there was a big cut on the front tire, and oh man, that was a pain. We had to do like 6 to 7 plugs, and still it was leaking within like 15 minutes. So that was one torture, but karna padega. And let me know what you guys want to know about the EV. I keep getting typical questions about how much is the range, how many units does it charge, what would happen if the car stops in the middle of the road. Some are obvious, some are dumb, but most of the information is something you can already get online. Ask me something interesting about owning an EV and driving an EV compared to a regular petrol or an ICE, internal combustion engine as they call it. Would love to answer all those questions. If you have any questions regarding EV, just shoot it in the comment section and I'd be glad to answer them. But I look at every comment, guys, so each and every comment is noted. If something is vulgar or abusive, I just remove it, because I can do that. Hey guys, finally got the battery charged and finished installing it. Now it's time to actually test it, if the charging was enough or not. So let's go ahead and see. Finally it's back up and the battery charge seems good. I'm just gonna go for a short ride in the city because I want to test it out, and then it should be fine, I guess. So I'll see you guys on the road. For a second when the whole issue happened, nothing was turning on. Usually at least the display will turn on even though the engine doesn't start. That's when the battery is said to be in a weak condition, but it was completely dead. My mistake to leave the key in ignition on and leave it for 4 or 5 days almost, and hence the reason it was completely dead. So got it charged for almost 4 hours, and one amazing thing is I can check the battery health here. 14.4 volts is the current charge of the battery, which is pretty much in the normal range. Just to be on the safe side, I'm just gonna ride for half an hour and go back home, because I think that's a good way to keep your bike in condition. So today's plan flopped, but I guess I'll go on Monday. You can check this video when my Triumph Street Twin brake pads came off loose because the service center guy didn't torque the nuts correctly, and there were no nuts on that bike, to be honest. It was scary, and luckily I noticed it when I noticed some vibration in the front wheel and the brake was not working much. You can check all that in that old Purana video where my vlogging skills were terrible. It was during the Leh ride, so some sections of that were pretty good. In case you're new to this channel, you probably don't know that I've shot everything on the GoPro and edited it on my iPhone 10, which is this much of, which is half of the size. But oh man, good old rides. Yeah, so I just wanted to learn some DIY things. Like today I could replace my battery, get it charged and put it back in. It was a fun experience. Although I'm always scared with electronic, my knowledge about electricals is pretty bad, but it was a fun DIY. I would like to do DIYs, basic DIYs like changing engine oil filter, changing brake pads, removing tires. These are things that everyone, I believe, should know, because that's when you complete as a rider, and in that process I'm just getting started. So let's see. My Stanley kit that I've linked in the description doesn't have the kit for this BMW. BMW has some unique screws and nuts, so I have to figure out that, and also the torque settings for these, because torque settings are very important for brake pads, because if you get them wrong, you know what happened to me during the lay ride, right? The brake caliper was literally hanging in my hand. Anyways, I'm gonna enjoy the ride for a while, and in case you're watching this in the night time, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the love. Take care, have a good night, see you, bye bye.